One question. If we win, just how much do we get?
One very special detail on set could have helped the Squid Game players survive. From giant dolls to mind-bending stairs inspired by a piece of art, the team behind Squid Game went all out with their sets. While CGI is used to create or complete certain images, many of the sets and backdrops seen in Squid Game were fabricated just for the show.
바람이 숭숭 쐴 것 같은데.
넌 괜찮겠어?
바람 숭숭 될 것 같은데 이런 식으로 약간 조금 왔다 갔다 해주면 좋을 것 같고.
This is extra impressive because some of the real sets look like they could be created by computers with just how mesmerizing and exciting they look, especially when the backdrops appear to be outdoor locations. Tug of War might seem like a simple enough game to film, but the team behind the Netflix hit opted to build a large space and the raised platforms used in the game from scratch.
불이 꺼질 거예요. 쉽게 공격은 못하겠지만 혹시 모르니까 한 명씩 돌아가면서 불침벌려 섭시다.
두 명씩 한 조로 해. 한 명은 잠들 수도 있고 혼자 다른 편에 붙어서 우리를 배신할 수도 있어.
내가 먼저 할게.
Certainly not the least impressive. The gray walls and metal bunk beds aren't so inviting or comforting, but they definitely set the scene and make an impact. The size of the space was so vast that for the performers, it could feel like they were in a coliseum. The dorm space is where so much happens. A major fight, learning the truth of the game, watching the money add up, and the prison-like aesthetic provided the ideal backdrop for these pivotal moments.
이거는 되게 생리적인 거예요. 마치 방구 같은 거죠.
내가 먼저 할게. 늙으면은 잠이 안 오거든.
영감님, 우리가 초장부터 노인네를 믿고 어떻게 두 달 뽑고 잡니까?
감사할 거 없어. 내가 잘 자고 한 일이야.
사장님 자비도 좋습니다. 받으면 돌려줘야 합니다.
됐지?
If you do not wish to participate, then please let us know at this time.
Not a single detail was overlooked when the art department and creative team worked to bring all the spaces we see in Squid Game to the screen. One very small but meaningful detail, one that even could have helped the players out a bit, was hiding in plain sight on the walls. In the first part of the series, but as players lose and there isn't a need for so many beds, we slowly see the images revealed. All the illustrations on the walls depict each of the games played throughout the series. The fact that the bunk beds were in tall stacks was no coincidence either. The art director thought them up to convey themes of abandonment and carrying emotional baggage. They were actually made out of the same material as tunnels. The colorful and unsettling sets of staircases we see in Squid Game were actually inspired by a famous piece of art called Relativity.
오케이요.
뽑기 판을 넣어서
거기까지.
네, 일단 한번 여기까지 해보자고 하시죠.
이렇게 많이 그래?
반대쪽.
이게 뭐 어쨌든 딱 이렇게 해가지고.
The Squid Game creative team felt the mind-bending picture would be the perfect addition to the series, and they weren't wrong. The original photo includes 7 stairways arranged in a world where gravity is different, and considering Squid Game really turns every player's life upside down whether they want it to or not, the homage paid to this classic piece of art makes a lot of sense and just adds to the genius of the show.
이렇게 이거는 참 볼게 이렇게 얼마 비치는. 우리 사실은 이렇게 보다가 한번 이 앞에 구멍이 앞에 이렇게 그 땀 자국이 있는 거잖아. 이렇게 뒤로도 한번 이렇게 해보면 이런 액션. 네. 그렇죠. 그 다음에는
앉아서
하고 그 다음에 앉아서
앉아서 핥아야 되겠네.
네, 앉아서 그 다음에는 이렇게 편하게 해가지고 핥기 시작하면 될 것 같습니다. 네. 그러니까 하다가 다시 비춰보고.
다시 비춰보고.
네, 뭐 그런 거죠. 네. 이제 뒷면을 잡고 뒷면을 핥고 보고 하는 거.
네.
Whoa, this place is gigantic.
A part of what makes these sets so incredible is the sheer scale of them. The space of the children's playground for the Honeycomb game featured real, enormous versions of playground equipment, with a fake drawn sky background making the whole scene look like an image we'd see in a children's book. It did an incredible job at bringing us a freaky playground vibe. The large-scale equipment also helped with making the players feel like children, replicating what the environment would have looked like to them when they were young. The team definitely accomplished the formidable but also familiar and reminiscent of childhood look that director Hwang was hoping to achieve.
이거 색깔 안 내도 돼. 이 자꾸 풀어.
예, 오케이입니다. 알겠습니다.
삐인데요.
We can't discuss the incredible sets without mentioning one very impactful prop. If that's what we call a creepy giant doll that had the power to take any player out that it saw moving. The red light green light doll is a major part of the scene for the initial game and shockingly wasn't created just for the show. Yes, this terrifying giant 𝘿𝙀𝙎𝘾 doll actually existed before and was displayed for the public to see at a museum adventure village in South Korea.
지금 요런 정도의 자세요. 최대한 빠지.
Some cast members were actually speechless when they were on set for the first time, thrilled by the fact that they'd get to interact and perform in these incredible spaces. The actor who plays number 1 had a really intense nostalgic reaction when he was on set where the marbles game takes place. Houses and streets we see were built from the ground up. No small feat, but so worth the final, incredible product. The set had the power to transport the cast members themselves to other places, so it's no surprise they've completely captured us. For director of the series Hwang, it was important to build an authentic world so the team could more easily tell the story truthfully, meaning not a lot of CGI ended up being used. The coolest examples of a non-CGI shot is the very first game, Red Light, Green Light, where there were actually over 400 performers on the set playing the game. Oftentimes, in scenes like these, loads of people end up being added in with CGI, but since the set itself was so enormous, they were able to accommodate a massive cast and crew.
Over there. Looks really freaky.
For the performers, seeing the sets for the first time blew them away and they needed to capture the magic. The cast had, of course, had time with the script for a while before they arrived to film, and when reading, naturally thought up of what the sets were going to look like.
반대야.
아, 설명이 진짜 많이 맞겠네. 싸다니.
빵소리 나서 지금.
다 붙었어, 유리주가 얼굴에.
아, 내가 너무 빨리 줬어. 느낌. 저 터지는. 선배님.
선배님 정확하셨는데?
These incredible spaces existed and that they were the lucky actors who got to perform on them. For other actors, the set felt a bit like a fantasy or dream world. The colors and childlike structures are surprising and catch audiences off guard in a fantastic way as well. The sheer scale of it all was overwhelming, but the performers managed to fill the space right up with their incredible acting. With so many interesting locations, it's a bit surprising that the whole production is filmed in just one city. About an hour outside of Seoul, South Korea is Daejeon.
의상 필름 중이라서 카메라 움직이면 안 됩니다. 반대야. 반대야.
설명이 진짜 많이 맞겠네. 싸다니.
This city has been the home base for many South Korean productions and is now home to Squid Game, where so much magic was created. Since there wasn't any big traveling being done, the budget for the set could be a bit higher and the team took advantage of it. These creations were far from cheap.
I think that's what she said.
The sets of Squid Game are a major contributor to why the show has become such a hit. They really play characters of their own and add massive amounts of info and energy to the story.
오진 씻고 하나. 저는 그냥 까기 전에 깔아놓는 거. 댓글. 셋. 감사합니다. 빅넷. 고맙습니다.
They somehow managed to make childlike images terrifying and present unsettling scenes we couldn't even have thought up in our worst nightmares. Which set were you most excited by?